All right, let's talk about something that could literally save your life, or the life of someone you love. Did you know that 80s of strokes can actually be prevented if you catch the warning signs early? Now here's the thing. These signs aren't just random symptoms. They're like your body's flashing red light saying, hey, something's wrong. And recognizing them in time, that could mean the difference between life and death, or even a lifetime of disability. In this video, we're breaking down the 10 critical warning signs of a stroke, the ones you absolutely need to know. This is life-saving information, so if you find it helpful, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it. Together, we can help more people spot these signs before it's too late. Let's jump right in. Let's dive into the first few warning signs that you should never ignore. Starting with number 10. Number 10. Sudden numbness or weakness. If you feel sudden numbness or weakness, especially on one side of your body, whether it's your face, arm, or leg, this is a major red flag. It might feel like your face is drooping, one arm won't lift properly, or a leg feels heavy and hard to move. This happens because the blood flow to your brain is being blocked, affecting the opposite side of your body. Don't brush this off. It's your body screaming for help. Number 9. Confusion or trouble speaking. Next up, if someone suddenly struggles to find words, starts slurring their speech, or can't seem to follow a conversation, it could mean their brain's communication center is in trouble. They might sound confused or form sentences that don't make sense. Again, this is a critical warning sign that needs immediate attention. Number 8. Vision problems. Blurred vision, double vision, or even a sudden loss of sight in one or both eyes can signal a stroke. Some people report seeing flashes of light, tunnel vision, or having trouble focusing. If this happens out of the blue, it's not just your eyes. It's your brain crying out for help. Number 7. Lack of coordination. Finally, sudden dizziness, stumbling, or trouble with balance can mean the part of your brain that controls movement and coordination is being affected. It might feel like you're clumsy out of nowhere, struggling to write, hold small objects, or even stay steady on your feet. This is serious and should never be ignored. These are just the first few signs, but they're already a wake-up call. Recognizing them early could save a life, so stay tuned as we cover the rest. Let's keep going with more signs you need to know. These next ones can be just as serious and life-threatening. Number 6. Severe headache. We're not talking about your average headache here. This is often described as the worst headache of your life. It can come on suddenly, out of nowhere, and feels completely different from anything you've experienced before. It might be accompanied by a stiff neck, nausea, vomiting, or sensitivity to light. This is especially common in hemorrhagic strokes where there's bleeding in the brain. If you or someone you know ever feels this kind of pain, don't wait. Gelt immediately. Number 5. Sudden trouble moving or walking. If you suddenly feel like your legs aren't working, you're stumbling, or you just can't maintain your balance, this could be a sign that blood flow to your brain is being disrupted. It's not just clumsiness. Your brain isn't getting what it needs to function properly. Take this seriously and seek medical attention. Number 4. Difficulty swallowing. Here's one that might surprise you. Sudden trouble swallowing, known as dysphagia. You might feel like food or liquids are getting stuck, or you choke more easily than usual. This happens when a stroke affects the parts of your brain that control the muscles involved in swallowing. It's more than an inconvenience. It's a clear warning that something's wrong. These signs are often overlooked, but they're critical to recognize. If any of these happen, don't wait. Time is brain. The faster you act, the better the chances of preventing long-term damage. Now, let's move on to the final and most important warning signs. These are the ones that could save your life if you recognize them in time. Number 3. Unexplained fatigue. This isn't just feeling tired after a long day. We're talking about sudden, overwhelming fatigue that hits out of nowhere. Even if you haven't done anything strenuous, you might feel drained to the point where it's hard to move or think clearly. Sometimes this can also be paired with other symptoms like weakness or confusion. If this happens to you or someone else, don't dismiss it. It could be your brain's way of signaling a stroke. Number 2, face drooping. This is one of the most visible and classic signs of a stroke. If one side of the face suddenly droops or sags, or if someone's smile becomes uneven, it's a major warning sign. A quick test is to ask them to repeat a simple phrase like, "You can't teach an old dog new tricks." If their speech is slurred or they have trouble saying it clearly, call emergency services immediately. Every second counts. Number 1, arm weakness. And finally, one of the most critical signs, sudden arm weakness. If you ask someone to lift both arms and one arm drifts downward, or they can't lift it at all, that's a huge red flag. This imbalance in arm strength happens in about 70 of ischemic strokes, where blood flow to the brain is blocked. Don't ignore it. It's a clear sign of trouble. These signs, especially when combined, mean it's time to act fast. Remember the acronym FAAST: face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, and time to call emergency services. Acting quickly could be the difference between full recovery and permanent damage. That wraps up the top signs, but we're not done yet. Stay tuned for some tips and resources to help you and your loved ones stay safe. So, there you have it, the 10 critical warning signs of a stroke. Remember, these aren't just symptoms. They're urgent signals that your body needs immediate help. Strokes can happen to anyone, regardless of age. While it's true that they're more common in older adults, younger people, even those in their 30s and 40s, are increasingly at risk due to factors like stress, poor diet, and lack of exercise. But here's the good news. Recognizing these signs and acting fast can make all the difference. Whether it's calling emergency services or getting someone to the hospital immediately, every second matters. Think of it this way: time lost is brain lost. The faster you act, the better the chances of recovery and avoiding long-term disability. Thank you for watching, and here's to your health and well-being. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and take care of yourself and your loved ones. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up to help us reach more people who need this vital information.